2024 is shaping up for a great year on the secondary market as the phyrexians are getting ready to attack the multiverse. Hi everyone and welcome back. MTG Moxman here. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me on the channel today. Vacation mode Moxman in effect, and you can see in the backdrop here I've put up the release schedule for next year. It looks kind of crowded, doesn't it? Now, when you take a look at that schedule, remember we've got Dominaria United on there, which is about to drop. The Brothers War is already, you can buy the pre-sales already. If you look around on Amazon and some local LGSs, they've already got the imagery up. You can already get into that set. And by the way, the box looks amazing. I love the box art that I've already seen. What an epic looking set already. It's already got me engaged and I haven't even seen cards from it yet. Now, when these sets get taken away from the lineup you see in the backdrop, there's still 5 sets coming. I just glanced at my screen. I see 5 sets there. Looks pretty good. I love seeing that we have like a block type system with a multifaceted story being told across multiple blocks. I love the look of this. Now at the end, we have a return to Throne of Eldraine, Ixalan coming back up. We haven't been there for a little while. Throne of Eldraine looks a little early to me, but I guess it's already been a few years. It just time flies when you're on YouTube having fun and playing with these sets. When I look at these, and I start looking at these worlds, and I start looking at the cards, it lets me realize there are so many places like Ravnica and some other worlds. Zendikar, of course, won't be in this lineup. It's already been a while. Things are rotating out. Zendikar is about to leave Standard again. Call Time will be out before we know it. Wizards has expanded us to the point that we are going to be further and further away from visiting worlds we've already been to. And if certain lands and certain land types and archetypes and certain creature types are only known on certain worlds, like we get shock lands only when we go to Ravnica style block, okay? Of course, they did it in Infinity to keep the prices moderated this year because most people haven't noticed, but a Steam Vents from Ravnica, like from Return to Ravnica, costs more than an Arid Mesa right now. That's hilarious to me. But they've at least reprinted it inside of Infinity to allow the price to kind of mooted out. Like they're gonna bring the prices down a bit there. But the further we go, the higher these prices are gonna go. Card values are gonna start gaining. Not to mention the fact that Wizards of the Coast has raised the prices. So over time, we are probably going to see a few less boxes opened here and there. The less boxes get opened, the more the single market gains in value, which of course props up the idea of buying boxes. It's a whole cycle chicken or egg thing, but don't worry. That's a whole conversation I refuse to get into because I only watch what I see and what I know from my experience of doing the game. So this whole debate thing people like to have of me, you notice I don't engage in it a lot because your opinion's your opinion, my opinion's my opinion, right? So what I see is going to happen is some of these cards, like a Pathway or Triomes, some of these cards are actually, as long as they've got good uses and Wizards doesn't actually improve upon that land, you're going to see values start to go up, okay? Some cards that are about to come back around again, you might see Castle Lothwin or Castle Vantress. Some of these cards from Eldraine might come back around, which means their values might start to go up. Is Questing Beast going to be reprinted? If not, he may continue to go up too, right? Knowing which cards to hit on the secondary market, knowing which cards you should buy. A lot of players like to cherry pick up some cards when they think there might be connecting cards that go with it. Just like we saw with all the kobolds spiking in value, right? Because they printed a new kobold Kerr Keep Overlord guy, which is like totally epic. When they do that type of thing, and imagine if they printed, we still could. There could be 1 or 2 days of spoilers left where we could see a Thrall reprinted. It seems like they're going to skip the Thralls entirely in Dominaria United, which seems ridiculous to me, but it looks like they're going to skip it. The idea that these cards go up in value and knowing which cards to grab. If you're a flipper investor, there's going to be a lot of cards you might want to spike after, okay? Cards you want to hit up because you think you can flip them and make some money. It doesn't work for everyone. But the further we get away from some of these sets and the longer lifespan between visiting a world, some of the cards are all just naturally across the board going to go up a little bit. They're going to gain a little bit in value. I already told players in the past I wouldn't have traded away any of my Pathways any of the triomes, I've got my play sets, I'm good to go. If I have extras, that's cool. But I generally always keep a play set of each thing around. So I never have to worry about it again. And any cards I open on that market are just bonus dollars. So if those start to go up, I'm just gaining in value for future trade-ins to work up to some more meaningful cards like reserve list cards I might be hunting down. Now, when you take a closer look at the schedule here, I've disappeared for a second. It's just an overlay. The Brothers' War, we saw a whole bunch of people hitting up antiquities. Now, Phyrexia, all will be one. Just reminds me of like Terminator Rise of the Machine for some reason. I don't know. And then March of the Machine, okay? And then March of the Machine Aftermath. Those 3 sets, that block, is probably going to see a lot of craziness going on. And I think that's going to draw a lot of players in. It's really going to build up the story time hype. And that means any cards from the Phyrexian blocks, from Mirrodin Besieged, from all those cards Mirrodin, you're going to see values go in there, okay? There's going to be cards that get hit, that get tapped for value. Instead of looking and trying to buy a card 6 months from now, you probably should be looking now at what cards could be gaining in value, what cards you may want to build with now. Do you have a Platinum Angel you've always wanted? It could go up in value. Do you have cards like Esper Sentinel you wanted to get? You don't know where these cards are going to go. If it's a card you're thinking about, this could be the time to hit it up, because if it gets a very popular build and the card spikes, you're kind of left out because you don't want to spend $30-40 on the card. You want to spend $10 on the card, $6-7 on the card. I understand that. And that's why I'm warning you with videos like this that say, keep this in mind. Think about it when you're doing your next couple of dollars you're going to, put out to buy some cards. Take a look at the sets that are coming up and realize some of these sets will probably pertain to you. The Wilds of Eldraine will be more of the going out into the wilderness and I saw the whole thing. So when you look at the Wilds of Eldraine, do you think maybe there'll be more fairy tribal coming? Because it's a world filled with fairies and storybook stuff? Are they going to add more trolls? Are they going to add more kind of storybook themed card? You see where I'm going? Some of these cards are going to be there. Maybe you need to buy the odd reserve list card like a Fairy Noble, right? The Pixie Queen. You might want to pick up a few of those cards before they spike in value, because buying a Fairy Noble and stuff for like $3-4 from whatever set was at Homelands, Fallen Empires, one of those kind of sets. When you buy those and it's only a couple of bucks, and if it spikes up to $10-15 like it did last time, Fairy Tribal seems likely that they're going to add more fairy cards because we're on Eldraine. When that happens, not to mention you might see Garruk come back around, Oko's likely to come back. Just chances are. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but you're hedging your bets against certain cards coming, which means value will be pushed into the secondary market on these cards. There will be a rise in value. No, I cannot predict it. No, I'm not. I don't know anything more than anybody else. I just like to plan ahead and look ahead at where weaknesses might be and what I'm thinking. Do I want to build a fairy deck? Well, I kind of started a commander one, so maybe I should pick up a few of the cards I might need to get later on. Maybe these are cards I've got to hunt down now, because at the end of next year, some of these cards are going to spike up when they start doing the spoiler season, and maybe it was better that I hit them up 6 months ahead of time. Most players aren't thinking that way. Most people don't. They seldom plan that far ahead. I like to plan a lot of things ahead. Now, again, when we're going back to looking at the lineup, when you see Ixalan and you think about the whole adventuring there and the vampire nobles and stuff, so chances are we're going to get a few more vampires again. I know they didn't go over very well in Midnight Hunt, and I know they weren't really huge when we got them in Crimson Vow, but Ixalan also had quite a few vampires in it. So think about those things, guys. Take a look at cards that you may want to get. You also don't know in Eldraine if we're going to get new land bases, or they're using the same lands they had before, that kind of style. I mean, the storybook frames are pretty cool, right? Take a look at this stuff and pay attention. It can save you a lot of money just with a little forethought and planning to understand how everyone is always reactive and not being proactive. Proactive means cutting things off before it becomes a problem, realizing what the issue is going to be, problem solving it before it's already a problem for you to deal with. So when that problem does happen, it's too late. You've already dealt with it. You've already come out ahead. And again, it's not really like an instant skill. You build it over time. When I was buying certain reserve list cards before they spiked up, it's like, oh, I've already got 40, 50 copies. I don't have to worry about it. Because I did. If I don't go out and buy an extra 100 Thrall Champions this week because they may have printed a Thrall in the set, I've already got extra Thrall Champions. I'm okay if they print some new crazy Thrall in the set. I've already got quite a few of the fairies, but yeah, there's probably a few I should think of because I didn't think we were going back to eldraine already. But when I saw Throne of Eldraine there, it's like, oh, yeah, they also had some pretty good legendary creatures in there as well. Yeah, Emery the Lock Lurker, yeah, cards that didn't quite work out, maybe those are going to be worked on in this set. Broken cards like Oko, no, he probably won't be a broken card this time around. He'll be a more generic version like they do a lot nowadays. Wizards doesn't tend to do any broken cards in the last couple of years. They're kind of keeping things even, as it were. So I hope you guys found this video informative. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the content as much as I enjoy making it for you. I saw this lineup this year and I realized this far apart from going back to certain worlds leaves a lot of loopholes for value to be gained in the secondary market. Wizards probably wants that to happen. They want cards to gain in value. I actually don't think in 2024 fetch lands are coming back. I think they're being totally left alone, guys. I don't expect to see them. Maybe people were talking about, like, what is it, the enemy flooded strand and stuff coming back. But guys, I just see them leaving them all alone if they're smart. If Wizards is smart, leave them alone, let them gain in value. If not, they're going to flood the market out again and it's just going to collapse the price to below a Shockland, which is hilarious to me. It just is. When I can buy a Steam Vent, which used to be like, I have a price of like $7 on some of those Shocklands that I bought. And now I could almost trade one in or buy it for the same price. Got to be careful because I think they're going to be spacing things out. Wizards is going to inject some of that equity into the 2024-2025 sets so they can, put out some premium products again the following year. Okay, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. How do you feel 2024 is going to line up? Do you think we're going to see a gain in value in some of our cards? Or are we going to totally collapse because Wizards going to reprint everything into oblivion? It's a great conversation to have. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. Looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, as well as the comments section. Have a great one today. And of course, guys, a massive shout out to all the fantastic patrons on the channel. Patrons, you're the ones who make videos like this possible. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks again for that continued support you show me every day. Oh yeah. Welcome to the end, guys. Dominaria United showing me the pain lands, and the fact they didn't put those lands back into effect means they're not printing a lot of mana-based cards right now. I think they want value to be gained. They want us to use triomes and pathways. They are building out a larger mana base so they don't have to reprint cards as often. So for those who are buying some of these fetch lands and stuff early, I think you made a good play. I think there's still time anyway, just because there was so much opened. But I think you're going to see an absorption. If we don't see, honestly, if I'm right, and we don't see those fetch lands come around this year in 2024, then yeah, then what I think is going to happen is pretty cool. I know it's like a tinfoil hat thing, guys. It's just an idea I have. I have no facts to back this up with. None at all. It's just an idea. But it seems like it would play into where you think value would be going. Wizards want sets to have value, which means the mana base of a set has to be worth something to drive that value for the EV and stuff, make it nice and level for them. I don't know, it's just the way I see it. Well, you guys let me know. Anyway, you're hanging out here, I'm yammering on. I've been drinking like water like mad and having tea and stuff, trying to soothe the throat. I don't think I sounded as bad today. Like, I'm still kind of sick, but I think I sounded better. We'll see. Yeah, the brain's working a lot faster today. Still running a fever off and on. It's ridiculous, but you know what? It's not a bad day. I may even do a live stream today. Maybe a breakfast stream. We'll see. All right, you guys go enjoy the day, man. Stop hanging out with me. Who knows what's going on? I'm out of here.